To order, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everybody. President Ryder is out, so you have me tonight. Let's get started with the good news report.
I am not Deanne, as you can tell, but I'm filling in for Deanne this evening. And we'll go through, we do have three good news reports, three distinct things to talk about. The first one, I'll just give verbally. We did conclude this last weekend, the spring season for our athletics. And with the conclusion of that, it was great to see that we had three of the four teams that were in the Final Four for softball with the Sioux Falls School District, being Lincoln and Washington and Jefferson. And in the championship game, it was Washington and Jefferson did win the state championship with girls softball. So that was a great celebration there, a great turnout for that event. And thank goodness the win did not come until Sunday. That would have maybe changed things drastically as far as their ability to play. But it was a great tournament and a great turnout out there. It was held at Augustana College at their diamond there. And so that was one thing to celebrate. The second thing with the conclusion of the spring athletics was also with Lincoln High School. Lincoln High School in the state track meet did win the boys competition with the team title by 0.5 point over Brandon Valley. And the girls much more clearly and distinctly won the girls competition for the state track meet. So Lincoln High School did sweep both the boys and the girls state championship for track, which is incredible. So we still have a little bit to finish up with speech and debate. Their finals and national competition will be coming up here in the next month as they go off to national. So we wish them good luck as well. But that is the conclusion of the spring sports. Tonight, we do have two other presentations for you. Just because we're in the summer does not mean that we do not have things going on at the high schools. There's a lot of individuals that are in there for activities, getting ready and prepared for the next school year. Drum lines, the band is in there consistently throughout the entire summer, along with our choral groups, especially show choir and some of those different ones. But one other group that's in there for academic purposes and to get ready for their high school is our Summer Connections. And that is what we call that incoming class that is offered to our freshmen to help them to be prepared for high school. And tonight we do have one of those directors, Dr. Todd Novak, here with us, who represents Jefferson High School and the programming that they have there. And he's going to give you a little bit of an insight of what they do with Summer Connections in preparing those students for high school. Dr. Novak?
Good evening. Good to be here with you today. So I'm here to report the good news about the work with freshmen as we transition them into our 4 high schools. Connections was started in the late 90s as a remedial program. It met 20 half days during the summer to strengthen math and reading. In 2009, a team at Washington High School folded that in half and created a 10-day program that still allowed students to earn a half credit. However, we changed the emphasis from a remedial program to a transitional program. We felt that we could communicate our culture in 10 days with the help of upperclassmen who served as mentors of our freshmen. Today, all 4 high schools have a Connections program. The goal in each building is the same: to prepare students for the first day of high school. There are 462 students that are enrolled in Connections this summer, or about 25% of the class of 2029. The cost to families is $100. We provide scholarships to any family who applies, and the program is nearly cost neutral to buildings. I believe the Connections attends to the entry-level fears of high school. Freshmen receive and walk their schedules. They have a positive first experience in the building. They test drive their behaviors in the new environment, and this experience allows them to think about other things on the first day of school. And I believe that for some, it is a small head start on being a leader for their class. In January of this year, I surveyed 74 of the students that attended Connections last year, and I asked them a couple questions. 55% of them agreed or strongly agreed that Connections was a great way to spend their summer. 58% of students agreed or strongly agreed with this statement: I have good friends that I met for the first time at Connections. So almost 60% of students that attended met somebody new, and they count that person a good friend in January of that following year. And also, aspiring leaders, over half of those that attended Connections said they would like to lead Connections after their freshman year, and we think that that is significant. I also believe that the results like these are happening all over the district. The 4 Connections teachers have come together to create a common registration form for all of our middle school students. All middle school personnel can view this document. It allows parents to go to one location to register their freshmen regardless of their home attendance area or open enrollment status. We can also very easily transfer students and funds to other buildings as the needs of our families change. It is a collaborative tool that is very beneficial to all. Overall, I believe Connections is providing leadership opportunities for freshmen and upperclassmen alike. It is cost-effective, highly experiential, and the most fun I have all year. The good news is that all 4 buildings are united in our effort to provide a successful start to high school. Connections is a big part, if not only for those who attend, but because Connections students are now better positioned to lead and serve their friends as we all start high school together. Thank you very much.
Todd, do you have an event coming up later this month that involves Connections? Is there a conference?
I do have a conference. I
Talk a
didn't know
little
I
bit
was
about
talking.
that. I think that's a big deal.
So we're doing a national conference on the 25th and 26th at Jefferson High School. A colleague of mine out of Virginia. We work with schools transition. So we have right now we have 36 people coming from Kentucky to South Carolina to West Fargo to Sisseton to Junction City, Kansas. And we're going to spend 2 days talking about what it means to transition students, both to learn from each other and also to just talk about the great things that the Sioux Falls School District is doing. So we're pretty excited about that.
Do you guys have anything for us?
I had the privilege of watching you start her up a long time ago at Washington High. It was a great program. We had a lot of kids involved. It's a unique program, and a lot of kids find themselves there. So I can tell you, it's a good deal.
Thank you.
Yeah, similarly, my eldest, who's going into her senior year in our home, she is going to be a peer mentor for the Washington ones. And
Yeah.
I believe she did it when she was a freshman, and it was a really good transitional thing for her. And as you noted, 50% of your students are wanting to come back. So that's just building future leaders, and it is a great opportunity for them to get comfortable where they are, know that they have support, be able to lean on each other. And I think it just builds a healthy culture from the beginning, and it just starts them off on the right foot. So I bet this is one of your highlights of the year.
It is.
So
I have a blast.
have fun.
Yeah.
Do you do water balloon fights, or do you get in the midst of that?
Pardon me?
Do you guys still do the water toss stuff? Are you in the middle of that?
We do a lot of craziness. We do. The water tossing thing was something that we put together for COVID because we had to
really?
keep six people
Yeah.
apart and be able to do that. And so we have a lot of crazy things, a lot of scavenger hunts and activities that we do.
That's so fun. Yeah, well, enjoy.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
And I agree with Board Member Murren that seeing that firsthand and the excitement of those kids being involved in the Connections program is incredible. Just to help some of those kids that have some of the intimidation or the fret of going to a high school and a large high school, it truly breaks it down into the groups. And even on some of the days, you could identify those kids as they're walking through the hallways when we have most of our student body back in to get their IDs and their schedules and things like that. And those students are walking through the hallways and doing unique different things. And it's all part of the Connections process, and they love it. So it is a great way for those kids to be able to get engaged and know what they're getting into coming into the high school setting. And Dr. Novak does an incredible job with that. So we thank him for that. The third part of our good news is truly, a lot of times we think about K-12 education and kindergarten going all the way through, obviously, the high school in that senior year. but we have a whole distinct team with the Sioux Falls School District that works hard well before a child is even into the kindergarten grade level. And they're working with that birth to 3 to identify students that may need some of that additional help and support to make sure that they get that well before they come to our school setting. And so the district's Birth to 3 program is really working with those families, and Elizabeth Jane Gary is here with us today, and she's going to talk a little bit about the early childhood program.
Thank you for that introduction. So I am grateful for the opportunity to highlight the important work that the Sioux Falls School District's Birth to 3 program does provide to our students. While education, just as Dr. Nold had mentioned, often gains attention beginning in kindergarten and then through the K-12 lens and then often into post-secondary, there are critical years before school enrollment, and they can have a profound impact on a child's long-term success. So through the partnerships with families, our Birth to 3 program provides services that are personalized, research-based, and grounded in respect for each child's unique journey. These services can include speech-language support, occupational therapy, physical therapy, cognitive development strategies, and more importantly, coaching for the parents, because they are truly the child's first and last teacher. Our Birth to 3 professionals work closely with families, building trusting relationships and providing encouragement during what can often be a very emotional and uncertain time for some of our families. We believe that parents and caregivers, again, are the child's first and most important teachers, and by empowering them early, we give children the best chance to reach their full potential. Our proactive approach and our team-based approach truly changes lives. So today we want to share with you one family's experience. And I do have to say, I have to thank Carly and Tori, because they have been instrumental in helping us create some of this marketing and promotional material that we've been working on for our Birth Through 5 program.
Should we get big ones or little ones ready?
Learning doesn't wait. It begins the moment a child is born. If you have concerns about your child's development, you're not alone, and you don't have to navigate it alone either. Birth to 3 is a free, family-focused, in-home program for children from birth to age 3 with developmental delays. Through hands-on support and coaching, families learn how to meet their child's unique needs and celebrate every milestone along the way.
Early childhood has been beyond helpful. They've kind of continued the process of meeting her needs with PT and speech. We were working towards her being able to get onto a bus. So that was one of her goals, because when she went to early childhood, she needed to be able to step onto the bus by herself without any help. And they were great at facilitating that. And she now has gotten practically rid of her walker and is very independent.
If a child qualifies, the family works with their Birth to 3 team to create an individualized family service plan, or IFSP. Parents, caregivers, and even child care providers are active participants in every session, every step. Services may include special instruction, speech therapy, physical and occupational therapy, and other supports, all based on your child's specific needs. Your early intervention team may include a service coordinator, a special instructor educator, speech-language pathologist, occupational therapist, or a physical therapist, all working together with you in your home at no cost. Children graduate from the program when their goals are met or by their 3rd birthday.
I sing these guys' praises. They have helped my daughter, all of my kids immensely. I couldn't imagine doing this without them. They're invaluable, beyond invaluable. They're the best people that I know.
Birth to 3, helping children grow, helping families thrive.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm just curious. So it said referral based. So how would a family go about if they really wanted to see
Yep.
their child go through it? Walk us through what that looks like.
Yep. So a referral can come in a number of ways. A family can contact us on their own. Oftentimes we get it through pediatricians. Daycare providers can be referrals. So any number of ways they can hear about it from. We have families that contact us saying our neighbor down the street told us about, birth to 3, or my grandmother knew a family that also received birth to 3. We want to learn more, and we just want a screening to make sure that our child is on track. We don't necessarily have specific concerns for the development. We just want to make sure that we're doing everything we can as a parent. So it's really easy to go through.
And then do your services, do they get transferred over to like pre-K, kindergarten, working with the district kind of cohesively to get everybody on team for that transition?
Yep. So every child has to be re-evaluated upon turning 3 to see if they will continue to receive those services, if they're eligible.
How many kids did we serve last year?
Last year, we served just over 100. We have been right around 130, and then the last couple of years, we have been down closer to 100, 110. Right now, we're right at 110. So yeah, it ebbs and flows. Yeah. And so we have five teachers, 3 occupational therapists, 3 physical therapists, and 1 full-time speech pathologist. So yeah, they're amazing.
Anybody else?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything else? Good, Dr. Knoll? Thank you. Those were wonderful. Okay, could I get a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting held on 5/27/2025?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That passes. I don't see anybody wishing to address the school on non-agenda items or agenda items. So next we will go to the approval of the agenda. Could I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That passes. No conflicts of interest tonight. Could I get a motion to approve consent agenda 9A through F? I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next, I have a motion to approve supplemental consent agenda 10A.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That passes. Next, we will go on to the reports of the superintendent.
Yep, tonight we have just a simple kind of a housekeeping item that Kristen Grenager will go through with us, where we request a waiver from the state so that we can grant some credit. So Kristen, I'll let you explain that.
Thank you. One of the great things about the Sioux Falls School District are the many opportunities that we offer students to challenge themselves. And one of the ways we do that is for students to earn high school credit before grade 9. And so tonight I'm here about reapplying for a waiver for students to earn Algebra 1, Accelerated Geometry, and or Accelerated Algebra 2 credit before grade 9. It's a waiver we've had for many years, but it's designed to support students who demonstrate advanced proficiency in mathematics. If the waiver is approved by the board and by the state, it will go into effect on July 1st and last through June 30th of 2030. Part of this process is always the opportunity to allow anyone in the public to speak. So I don't know.
So the board chair will open a public meeting and we'll take care of it through that.
Thank you.
And I don't know about the rest of you, but I about choked when I read 2030. So just a little shock value with that date for everybody.
At this time, I will open the public hearing for the purpose of receiving input on the Sioux Falls School District's intent to reapply for a waiver from the South Dakota Department of Education. The waiver request allows district to grant high school credit to a limited number of middle school students who successfully complete Algebra 1, Accelerated Geometry, and or Accelerated Algebra 2 prior to 9th grade. This waiver has been placed for many years and is designed to support students who demonstrate advanced proficiency in mathematics. We now invite any members of the public who wish to speak on this matter to come forward and provide their comments. Please state your name and address for the record before speaking. It's now open. Okay, hearing none, I will now close the public hearing regarding the district's waiver application to grant high school credit for Algebra 1, Accelerated Geometry, and/or Accelerated Algebra 2 completed before grade 9. Any comments, Dr. Sidman, before I move on? Okay. At this time, can I get a motion to acknowledge the public hearing for credit for Algebra 1, Accelerated Inverse Geometry, and/or credit for Accelerated Algebra 2 before grade 9, and direct the administration to pursue the waiver from the South Dakota Department of Education?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second, and then we will move on to quick discussion between us. Anybody have anything? Any
I just have a
questions?
comment that, again, this proves the wonderful pathways that Sioux Falls School District offers all of our kids. I mean, we just heard about birth to 3, and now we're looking at those kids that are able to take accelerated classes prior to 9th grade. And so, I mean, what a great job we do here in the district, and my hats go off to everyone who works in all of these programs. So thank you very much.
Did you have something? No? Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
So
We did the
We do.
acknowledgement, but I was gonna approve it.
No, we already have it on the table.
You can just acknowledge. Okay. Okay. All
It's on
those
the
in
table.
favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Okay, that motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
All right, next we have review revise of the Sioux Falls School District policies and regulations. Brett, do you have the floor?
I do, thank you. Tonight I have 13 policies on behalf of the Policy Review Committee. This is a part of our continual review of our policies and regulations, and these are up for approval tonight on our review revise with minor revisions to the policies or their accompanying regulations. And you'll see from the list there, it's a long list, but there's no changes to the majority of them. I'll just go through the ones that have changes. Policy FED, construction plans and specifications. There's just a minor reference change and grammatical changes there. The reference change was to state law, and the grammatical change was just a repeated word in there. FEE, site acquisition, again, just a minor reference change. And then down to GBEB, the Code of Conduct for all school district employees. In there, we just had some minor additions to clarify some things, and that would be to prohibit employees from using district facilities or resources for private monetary benefit. And then also just to ensure that staff are engaging with colleagues in a professional, collegial manner. And then finally, policy KEB. In there was just a minor reference change, and that was to clarify that public concerns and complaints about personnel can be brought not only for school employees, but all district employees. So we changed school to district. And with that, unless the board has any questions specifically regarding those changes of these policies, I'd ask for approval of the 13 policies and their regulations.
Can you move forward with the motion?
I move to approve the policy. Second.
I have a motion and a second for the approval for review revise for the Sioux Falls School District policies and regulations. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Anything else to come before the board? No? Okay, with that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The same sign. We are adjourned.